Deep within the remnants of ancient waterways, nestled in the heart of modern-day Mexico City, a remarkable creature glides silently through the shadows. It is an animal that appears to be caught in a perpetual, gentle smile, a living embodiment of innocent wonder. This is the axolotl, the Peter Pan of the amphibian world, a salamander that holds on to its youth for its entire life, never truly growing up. What makes the axolotl so utterly unique is a fascinating biological quirk known as neoteny. Unlike its salamander relatives, which undergo metamorphosis to transition from a gilled, aquatic larva to a land-dwelling adult, the axolotl chooses a different path. It reaches adulthood and can reproduce while retaining all the features of its juvenile, larval form, with its feathery, external gills fanning out like a regal headdress and a finned tail perfectly suited for an aquatic existence. It remains a child of the water forever, a beautiful anomaly of the natural world. These enchanting creatures are native to a very specific, and now tragically diminished, environment. Their ancestral home lies in the high-altitude lake system of Xochimilco and Calco, which once spread across the Valley of Mexico. Today, these ancient lakes have mostly vanished, reduced to a network of canals and wetlands surrounded by the bustling metropolis of Mexico City. This profound loss of habitat has pushed the axolotl to the brink of extinction in the wild, making every glimpse of this smiling salamander an incredibly precious and poignant encounter. They are now considered critically endangered, their survival hanging by the most delicate of threads. It is no wonder that the axolotl has so thoroughly captured our collective imagination. Its appearance is almost otherworldly, with lidless, dark eyes and a soft, upward curving mouth that gives it a disarmingly gentle expression. But its allure goes far beyond its charming face. The axolotl possesses a near-magical ability that has long fascinated scientists: the power of regeneration. This is not simply regrowing a lost tail or limb. The axolotl can rebuild complex parts of its body, including portions of its brain and even its heart, with flawless precision and without scarring. This incredible superpower has made it a cornerstone of scientific research, offering profound insights into cellular biology, healing, and the very secrets of life itself. In our journey together, we will dive deep into the world of this extraordinary amphibian. We will explore its unique biology, understanding the intricacies of its eternal youth. We will drift through the tranquil canals that are its last wild refuge, picturing it moving with serene grace among the submerged roots and aquatic plants. We will marvel at its astonishing regenerative capabilities and uncover why this humble creature is so vital to scientific discovery. And, most importantly, we will learn about the urgent conservation efforts underway to protect this species and ensure its fight for survival is not in vain. So, take a slow, deep breath. Allow the quiet calm of the underwater world to envelop you. Let us now gently enter the serene realm of the axolotl to meet the smiling salamander that holds the secrets of eternal youth and biological miracles. Prepare to be enchanted by this gentle, resilient, and truly remarkable creature as we begin our peaceful exploration. Here, in the quiet, sun-dappled waters of a high-altitude lake, we find a creature of myth and gentle wonder. The axolotl, often called the Mexican walking fish, is not a fish at all, but a salamander with a secret. It drifts through its aquatic world like a dream, a living portrait of perpetual youth. Let us now take a closer look at the unique and captivating physical form of this extraordinary amphibian. An adult axolotl typically measures between 6 and 18 inches in length, though most settle at a comfortable 9 inches, roughly the span of a small dinner plate from the tip of its nose to the end of its tail. Their weight is as delicate as their appearance, usually ranging from a mere 2 to 8 ounces. This modest size allows them to navigate their environment with a subtle grace, moving with an unhurried, almost meditative quality that calms the observer's mind. Their body structure is reminiscent of their salamander cousins, yet distinctly their own. A long, slender torso flows seamlessly into a powerful, finned tail that propels them through the water with silent, fluid strokes. The head is broad and flat, a feature perfectly suited for a life spent near the bottom of their watery home. Perhaps most enchanting are their eyes, dark, lidless orbs that hold a deep, placid stillness. Lacking eyelids, they seem to gaze out with an unwavering, serene curiosity, forever open to the world around them. This combination of a slender, lizard-like body and a wide, friendly face gives the axolotl an appearance that is both familiar and utterly otherworldly, a tiny, smiling dragon of the deep. The most distinctive and breathtaking feature of the axolotl is, without question, its magnificent external gills. From the back of its wide head, 6 feathery branches, 3 on each side, extend outward like a regal plum-colored crown. These are not static ornaments. They are a living, breathing part of the animal. In the still water, you can watch them sway gently, each delicate filament moving with a mesmerizing, hypnotic rhythm. When the axolotl is active or in water with lower oxygen levels, these gills will flutter more rapidly, a silent, beautiful dance of respiration. The blood, rich with oxygen, courses through these translucent structures, often giving them a vibrant, reddish hue. It is this ethereal, branching headdress that solidifies the axolotl's signature look, a feature that feels more like a creation of fantasy than of nature. Let us now explore the wonderful palette of colors that adorn the axolotl's smooth skin. The wild type, the form most commonly found in nature, wears a cloak of mottled green and brown, dappled with subtle gold speckles that shimmer like sunken treasure in the filtered light. This earthy pattern provides excellent camouflage against the muddy lake bed and aquatic plants of its native habitat. Then, there are the more widely known color morphs, each with its own unique and gentle beauty. The leucistic axolotl is perhaps the most iconic, with its pale, milky pink skin and contrasting dark, soulful eyes. It is a creature of soft light, almost translucent in its purity. In peaceful contrast, we find the albino. Similar in its lack of dark pigment, the albino presents as a beautiful golden or creamy white, but its eyes are a pale pink or red, a classic telltale of albinism. This morph glows with a warm, gentle radiance, a spot of sunshine in the aquatic dim. For those who find beauty in the shadows, there is the melanoid axolotl. This variety is uniformly dark, a deep, velvety black or dark gray from head to tail, with no golden flecks to interrupt its sleek, monochromatic form. It is the void, the night sky, a creature of profound and quiet mystery. Beyond these primary forms, breeders have cultivated a spectrum of other captivating colors. There are golden albinos that gleam like polished metal, and piebald axolotls with patches of white and dark, creating living, moving mosaics. Each color morph is a testament to the axolotl's genetic versatility, offering a different but equally calming visual experience. While axolotls present a soft and gentle appearance, there are subtle differences between the sexes, a phenomenon known as sexual dimorphism. The male can often be identified by his longer, more substantial tail, which provides greater power for swimming. His cloaca, single posterior opening for the digestive, urinary, and reproductive tracts will also appear more swollen and pronounced, particularly during the breeding season. The female, in contrast, tends to have a shorter tail and a wider, more rounded body. When she is gravid or carrying eggs, her abdomen becomes noticeably plump, giving her a wonderfully robust and spherical shape. These distinctions are subtle, requiring a careful eye, but they add another layer to understanding the life of these gentle amphibians. Beyond the common variations, nature and selective breeding have produced some exceptionally rare and stunning forms. The blue axolotl, which is actually a type of dark leucistic, has a faint, almost ethereal lavender or blue tinge to its skin. The copper axolotl is a type of albino with a light, freckled brown body and red-tinted eyes, glowing with the warmth of aged metal. Most astonishing of all is the chimera, a true genetic marvel. A chimera axolotl is an individual formed from two fused embryos, resulting in a body that is split perfectly down the middle, one side displaying one color pattern such as albino, and the other side displaying a completely different one like melanoid. These rarities are a breathtaking reminder of the endless and often surprising possibilities within the natural world. The axolotl's body is a masterpiece of adaptation. It navigates its world on 4 slender legs, each ending in delicate, almost skeletal fingers. The front limbs have 4 digits, while the hind limbs possess 5. These are not used for powerful walking on land, but for gentle, deliberate ambles along the lake bottom and for bracing against the gentle currents. Their flat, wide head is also a specialized tool. It allows them to rest flush against the substrate, conserving energy and waiting patiently for a small crustacean or worm to drift by. Their upward-facing mouth is perfectly positioned to snatch up prey from above with a sudden, vacuum-like gulp. To perceive their environment, axolotls rely on a fascinating array of sensory organs. Their small, lidless eyes have limited vision, capable of detecting movement and shifts in light and shadow, but not of discerning fine detail. To compensate, they possess a highly developed lateral line system. This is a series of sense organs, visible as a faint line of pores along the sides of their head and body, which detects minute vibrations and changes in water pressure. This allows them to feel their surroundings with incredible precision, sensing the approach of prey or predators long before they are visible. Furthermore, their sense of smell is exceptionally acute. They use it to locate food, navigate their territory, and even find mates, reading the subtle chemical cues of their aquatic home. To truly appreciate the axolotl, we must understand its connection to its relatives and the biological magic that defines it, neoteny. Axolotls are closely related to the tiger salamander, a species that undergoes a complete metamorphosis from a gilled, aquatic larva into a terrestrial, air-breathing adult. The axolotl, however, holds on to its youth. It reaches adulthood and can reproduce while retaining its larval features, most notably its feathery external gills and finned tail. It never feels the biological imperative to leave the water and transform. This state of perpetual aquatic juvenility is a rare and beautiful quirk of evolution, allowing the axolotl to exist in a state of grace that other salamanders leave behind. It is a Peter Pan of the amphibian world, a gentle being that reminds us of the profound beauty that can be found in stillness, in youth, and in the quiet, hidden corners of our planet. In the high-altitude heart of Mexico, nestled within the sprawling Valley of Mexico, lies a world both ancient and fragile. Here, near the vibrant pulse of Mexico City, we find the only natural home of a truly remarkable creature, the axolotl. Its story is inextricably linked to this unique landscape, a tale that unfolds in the tranquil waters of what was once a vast system of Great Lakes. Our journey begins in the remnants of this watery kingdom, primarily the canals of Lake Xochimilco and the ghost of Lake Calco, the exclusive endemic domains of this gentle salamander. These freshwater canals and lakes, fed by cool mountain springs, have cradled the axolotl for millennia, shaping its evolution and its very existence. The water here is a lifeline, a sanctuary that has, against all odds, persisted through the centuries, holding fast to one of nature's most enchanting secrets. The axolotl thrives in a very specific environment, a delicate balance of conditions that mirror the ancient character of its high-altitude home. It seeks out the cool, still depths of freshwater lakes and the slow-moving canals that wind between artificial islands. These waters must maintain high levels, ensuring a stable and spacious underwater realm. The presence of abundant aquatic vegetation is not just a preference but a necessity, providing both shelter and sustenance for the ecosystem it inhabits. The axolotl is a creature of the calm, avoiding the disruption of strong currents and the harshness of open, unprotected waters. It finds its peace in the quiet, plant-filled corners of its aquatic world, a serene environment that has defined its life for countless generations. The very essence of its habitat is tranquility and abundance, a lush, submerged garden where it can live out its life in quiet solitude. A crucial element of the axolotl's survival is the temperature of its aquatic home. This species is perfectly adapted to the cool climate of the Valley of Mexico's high plains. It prefers water temperatures that remain consistently between 60 and 64 degrees Fahrenheit, a cool embrace that keeps its metabolism slow and steady. This narrow thermal window is vital. Waters that are too warm can cause stress and disease, while conditions that approach freezing are equally perilous. The axolotl is a testament to the power of adaptation, having evolved to flourish in the specific thermal profile of these mountain lakes. Its entire biology is tuned to this cool, stable environment. A reminder that even the slightest shift in temperature can have profound consequences for such a specialized creature. It is in this chilled, life-sustaining water that the axolotl finds its perfect equilibrium, a cool sanctuary protected from the extremes of the world above. The axolotl's home is perched high above the sea, in a breathtaking landscape of volcanic peaks and expansive plains. The lakes and canals it inhabits are situated at an impressive elevation, approximately 7,000 feet or 2,200 meters above sea level. This high-altitude setting is responsible for the cool, oxygen-rich waters that the axolotl requires. The thin mountain air contributes to the stable, cool temperatures of the lakes, creating an environment that is both challenging and uniquely suited to this species. Living at such heights has isolated the axolotl, allowing it to evolve in a world apart, a high-altitude oasis teeming with life. The surrounding mountains stand as silent sentinels, their slopes channeling fresh, clean water into the valley, feeding the very systems that have become the last refuge for this extraordinary salamander. This elevated world is more than just a geographic location. It is an integral part of the axolotl's identity. Within its watery domain, the axolotl maintains a relatively small and well-defined territory. It is not a creature of grand migrations or long-distance travel. Instead, it establishes a modest home range, often centered around a preferred patch of aquatic vegetation. This territory provides everything the axolotl needs to survive: food, shelter, and a place to rest. The size of this personal space is just large enough to sustain it, a testament to its efficient and sedentary lifestyle. The axolotl finds comfort in the familiar, rarely straying far from the security of its chosen spot. It moves with a slow, deliberate grace, exploring the boundaries of its small world with a gentle curiosity. This intimate connection to a specific location highlights the importance of preserving every inch of its remaining habitat, as each small area is a complete and vital world for the axolotls that call it home. As a bottom-dwelling creature, the axolotl's behavior is guided by a search for safety and sustenance along the lakebed. It spends the majority of its time in the lower strata of the water column, gliding silently over the soft mud and sand. Its home range is characterized by an abundance of hiding spots, dense thickets of underwater plants, submerged roots, and rocky crevices. Here, it can retreat from potential threats and rest undisturbed, its feathery gills swaying gently in the subtle currents. The axolotl is a master of its domain, knowing every shadow and sanctuary within its territory. Its behavior is a quiet ballet of patience and observation, as it waits for small invertebrates and fish to wander within reach. This connection to the lake floor is fundamental, anchoring it to a world of soft substrates and shadowy retreats. A peaceful existence lived out in the calm, quiet depths. The requirements for a healthy axolotl habitat are precise and non-negotiable. At the core of its needs is clean, cool, oxygen-rich water, the very lifeblood of its existence. The water must be free from pollutants and contaminants that threaten its sensitive skin and delicate gills. A lush underwater landscape is equally critical, with a dense growth of aquatic plants providing essential cover and fostering a healthy ecosystem. The lake or canal bottom should be composed of soft mud or fine sand, a gentle substrate for a creature that spends most of its life on the floor of its aquatic world. Rocks and other natural structures offer additional hiding places, creating a complex and secure environment. These elements together form a mosaic of life, a perfect habitat where the axolotl can not only survive but thrive, continuing its ancient lineage in a world perfectly tailored to its needs. Unlike many animals that undertake great seasonal journeys, the axolotl is a creature of stability, exhibiting minimal movement throughout the year. It does not migrate, as its high-altitude lake environment provides a relatively consistent home year-round. Instead of traveling to new territories, its movements are subtle and localized. As the seasons change, an axolotl might shift its position slightly, perhaps moving into slightly deeper, cooler water during the warmer months, or seeking out areas where food is more plentiful. These minor adjustments are not migrations, but simple, practical responses to the gentle rhythms of its environment. The axolotl remains a permanent resident of its chosen home, a steadfast inhabitant of the canals, its life a quiet and continuous presence in the cool, still waters of Xochimilco. This lack of seasonal movement underscores its profound dependence on the stability and health of its immediate surroundings. To truly understand the axolotl's plight, we must look back in time, to a landscape that has been profoundly altered. Historically, the axolotl's range was far more expansive, encompassing a vast network of 5 interconnected Great Lakes that filled the Valley of Mexico: Lake Texcoco, Lake Calco, Lake Calco, Lake Xochimilco, Lake Zumpango, and Lake Xoltocan. This sprawling wetland ecosystem, rich in life and resources, was the axolotl's ancestral kingdom. Imagine a world of shimmering, expansive waters, where these gentle creatures thrived in abundance. However, as Mexico City grew, a metropolis rising from the very bed of the ancient lakes, this watery world began to vanish. The lakes were systematically drained to control flooding and create land for urban expansion, a process that continued for centuries. Today, the axolotl's once great empire has been reduced to a mere shadow of its former self. Now confined to the last remaining canals of Xochimilco and a few isolated wetlands, this stark contrast between its historical and current range tells a poignant story of loss, a silent testament to the fragile balance between human progress and the preservation of the natural world. In these last vestiges of an ancient water world, the axolotl clings to existence, a living relic in a vanishing paradise. Tonight, we delve into the subtle and fascinating world of how these serene predators find their sustenance, an underwater ballet of patience and precision. The axolotl is, by nature, a carnivorous bottom feeder, an opportunistic predator perfectly adapted to its aquatic realm. Its diet is a reflection of the small, bustling life found along the lakebed. They primarily nourish themselves with worms, insects, and the tiny, wriggling forms of insect larvae. Their menu also includes small fish that stray too close, as well as crustaceans and mollusks that share their watery home. Essentially, any small aquatic creature that can fit into its surprisingly wide mouth is a potential meal. This diet, rich in protein, provides the necessary energy for their gentle, unhurried existence, fueling their incredible powers of regeneration and sustaining them in the calm depths they call home. The axolotls' method of hunting is a masterpiece of elegant simplicity. Lacking the teeth for tearing or chewing, it relies on a breathtakingly effective technique known as suction feeding. When an unsuspecting creature ventures near, the axolotl's seemingly placid expression transforms in an instant. It opens its mouth with astonishing speed, an action so rapid it is almost impossible for the eye to follow. This sudden expansion creates a powerful vacuum, a miniature vortex that pulls the surrounding water and the unfortunate prey directly into its gullet. The entire event is over in a fraction of a second, a silent, efficient capture that leaves the water column almost undisturbed. This is not a chase, but a swift, inescapable embrace. They are also masters of the sit-and-wait ambush strategy. An axolotl can remain perfectly motionless for hours, a living statue nestled among the aquatic plants or resting on the soft sediment. It waits with a tranquility that borders on meditative, conserving energy until the perfect moment arrives. To achieve this remarkable feat of patience, the axolotl employs a sophisticated set of tools for foraging. Its eyesight is not particularly sharp, a common trait for creatures living in murky, low-light environments. Instead, it relies heavily on its keen sense of smell to detect the chemical traces of nearby prey. But its most crucial sensory tool is the lateral line, a system of pressure-sensitive organs that run along the sides of its body and head. These receptors are exquisitely tuned to detect the faintest vibrations and movements in the water. As a small worm or larva drifts by, the subtle disturbance it creates is registered by the lateral line, alerting the axolotl to both the location and direction of its potential meal. With this information, it can orient itself and strike with pinpoint accuracy, a quick, graceful lunge from its hiding spot. It is a hunt guided not by sight, but by feeling the delicate pulse of the water around it. The rhythm of the axolotl's life is often dictated by the subtle shifts between day and night. They are primarily nocturnal or crepuscular hunters, preferring the dim, gentle light of dawn and dusk to seek their meals. During these twilight hours, the lakebed comes alive with the small invertebrates they prey upon, creating a prime opportunity for a patient predator. An adult axolotl, with its slower metabolism, does not need to eat every day. A successful hunt every 2 to 3 days is often sufficient to meet its needs. Young, growing axolotls, however, are far more voracious. Their small bodies are in a constant state of development, requiring a daily intake of food to fuel their rapid growth and ensure they reach a healthy size. This feeding schedule aligns perfectly with the natural ebb and flow of their ecosystem. Internally, the axolotl is built for this carnivorous lifestyle. It possesses a simple but effective digestive tract, designed to efficiently process a diet composed entirely of meat. Its system is adept at breaking down protein and extracting the maximum amount of nutrients from each meal. This efficient biology also grants the axolotl a remarkable resilience. If food becomes scarce, a healthy adult can slow its metabolism and survive for weeks, sometimes even longer, without eating. This adaptation is crucial for surviving lean periods in its natural habitat. The changing of the seasons also influences its feeding habits. During the warmer months, when aquatic life is abundant and its metabolism is higher, the axolotl will eat more frequently. As the water cools and activity in the ecosystem slows, its feeding naturally reduces, mirroring the tranquil pace of the winter period. In the confines of their environment, competition can sometimes arise, and the axolotl's opportunistic nature comes to the forefront. When food is exceptionally scarce, a larger, hungrier axolotl will not hesitate to consume a smaller one. This behavior, though jarring, is a fundamental survival instinct, ensuring that the strongest individuals endure when resources are limited. It is a stark reminder that even in this serene underwater world, the rules of nature are ever present. This opportunism is a key to their survival, allowing them to make the most of any available food source, no matter how small or unexpected. Beyond the hunt itself, the axolotl exhibits other unique behaviors related to feeding. Occasionally, one might observe what appears to be a wide, slow yawn. This action is not a sign of tiredness, but a way for the axolotl to flush water and any accumulated debris from its delicate, feathery gills, keeping them clean and functioning optimally. And while its teeth are not for chewing, they do serve a purpose. These tiny, rudimentary teeth, located on the roof and floor of its mouth, are just enough to provide a grip. When an axolotl captures prey that is slightly too large to swallow in one go, these teeth help it to hold on, allowing it to reposition and eventually consume its meal. It is a quiet, determined process, showcasing another layer of adaptation in this truly extraordinary creature. As the last light fades from the water's surface, the axolotl waits, a silent guardian of the deep, ready for the gentle dance of the hunt to begin once more. As the sun's rays filter down through the water, casting a dappled light on the lake bed, we begin our journey into the quiet, solitary world of these enchanting amphibians. Their story is not one of grand herds or boisterous communities, but of a peaceful, introverted existence. A tale told in subtle movements and the gentle rhythm of a life lived in solitude. We will explore the delicate, almost imperceptible social fabric of the axolotl, a creature that finds its contentment not in the company of others, but in the tranquil embrace of its watery home. The social organization of the axolotl is a study in serene independence. Unlike the bustling colonies of bees or the tightly knit packs of wolves, these creatures are primarily solitary. They are the quiet introverts of the aquatic realm, preferring the company of their own thoughts to the clamor of a crowd. For most of the year, an axolotl navigates its world alone, a single, graceful form gliding through the submerged forests of aquatic plants. It is only during the brief, instinctive period of the breeding season that this solitude is interrupted. Driven by ancient biological imperatives, they will seek each other out, coming together in a rare and temporary gathering. Once this primal purpose is fulfilled, they drift apart once more, returning to their preferred state of peaceful isolation. Each individual a self-contained world, a silent swimmer in a silent kingdom. Within this solitary existence, the concepts of hierarchy and dominance are faint and fleeting. There are no kings or queens in the axolotl's domain, no complex power structures to navigate. The social ladder is almost entirely flat, a reflection of their non-confrontational nature. A subtle form of dominance may occasionally be observed, but it is born of simple physics rather than social ambition. A larger, more developed axolotl might gently assert its presence in a prime feeding area, its size alone discouraging smaller individuals from approaching too closely. This is not an act of aggression, but a quiet, unspoken understanding. The smaller axolotl will simply yield, drifting away to find another spot to forage. avoiding any potential for conflict. Their world is governed not by struggle, but by a gentle and passive respect for space. Communication among these creatures is as subtle and understated as their movements. Lacking the vocal cords to call out or sing, their language is one of chemistry and posture, a silent dialogue written in the water itself. They release chemical signals, or pheromones, which drift through the current, carrying simple messages about their presence and reproductive readiness. It is a form of communication that is almost imperceptible to us, a whisper carried on the water. Beyond these invisible signals, their body positioning can convey basic intentions. A slow, deliberate turn away from another individual is a clear, yet gentle, sign of disinterest. A slight stiffening of the body might indicate a moment of caution. This is the extent of their conversation, a quiet, minimalist exchange that perfectly suits their solitary and peaceful temperament, a language spoken in the stillness of the deep. The daily activity patterns of the axolotl are dictated by the gentle ebb and flow of light. They are creatures of the twilight and the dark, most active during the crepuscular hours of dawn and dusk, and throughout the quiet of the night. As the vibrant light of day illuminates the water, the axolotl retreats into a state of rest, seeking refuge from the brightness. When the sun hangs high in the sky, they are content to be still, their feathery gills swaying gently in the subtle currents. It is when the light begins to fade, casting long, soft shadows across the lake bed, that their day truly begins. Under the cloak of twilight and the deep, silent black of night, they emerge from their hiding places, their nocturnal instincts awakening as they begin their slow, methodical search for food. A typical daily routine for an axolotl is a portrait of tranquility and patience. The daylight hours are spent in quiet repose. You might find one resting motionless, nestled amongst the soft leaves of a waterweed, or tucked away beneath the smooth, cool surface of a rock. Here, they conserve their energy, their bodies perfectly still, their external gills filtering oxygen from the water with a slow, rhythmic pulse. As darkness descends, a gentle stirring begins. The axolotl emerges from its daytime shelter, its small, dark eyes scanning the dimly lit surroundings. It begins its hunt, not with a sudden burst of speed, but with a slow, deliberate glide. It moves with an almost dreamlike quality, its legs paddling gently as it patrols its territory. Occasionally, in a graceful and unhurried motion, it may drift towards the surface to gulp a bubble of air, a supplementary breath to aid its gills, before sinking back into the silent depths to continue its nocturnal journey. Play behavior, as we understand it, is a rare sight in the life of an axolotl. The boisterous, energetic play of young mammals finds little parallel here. However, in the very young, a spark of curiosity can be observed. A juvenile axolotl might be seen investigating a new object in its environment, a fallen leaf, a small pebble, or a curious snail. It will approach slowly, perhaps nudging the object gently with its snout, its actions driven by a simple, exploratory instinct. As they mature, even this limited form of playfulness fades. The adult axolotl is a creature of purpose and economy. Its energy is reserved for essential activities, resting, hunting, and breeding. Their world is not one of frivolous games, but of a calm, focused existence, where every movement is measured and every action has a purpose. The concepts of grooming and bonding, so central to the lives of many social animals, are nearly absent in the axolotl's world. They do not engage in mutual grooming or form lasting social bonds. Their relationships are transient and functional, defined by circumstance rather than emotional connection. While they are solitary by nature, they are not aggressively antisocial. It is not uncommon to find several axolotls resting in proximity to one another, particularly if a specific area offers ideal shelter or temperature. They may lie near each other, sharing the same patch of shaded vegetation, but they do so without interaction. They are like quiet patrons in a library, sharing a common space, but absorbed in their own individual worlds, coexisting peacefully without the need for social engagement. This shared stillness is the closest they come to companionship. Territorial behavior in axolotls is as gentle and understated as the rest of their social conduct. They do not patrol defined borders or engage in dramatic displays to defend a vast domain. Instead, their sense of territory is loose and centered around preferred personal spaces. An axolotl may develop an attachment to a particular hiding spot, a hollow log, a crevice between rocks, or a dense thicket of plants. This small, personal sanctuary is the extent of its claim. They are not aggressively territorial and will not actively fight to defend this spot. If another axolotl wanders too close, the resident might simply shift its position slightly, a subtle signal of its presence. More often than not, an intruder will simply move along, respecting the occupied space without any need for confrontation, maintaining the peaceful order of their underwater world. Conflict, in the world of the axolotl, is an event to be avoided at all costs. Their primary method of conflict resolution is simple and effective: retreat. They are masters of de-escalation, choosing flight over fight in almost every situation. If an axolotl feels threatened, whether by a potential predator or a particularly assertive rival, its first and only instinct is to swim away. With a powerful flick of its tail, it can propel itself into the safety of the murky water or a nearby hiding place. Confrontations are exceedingly rare. The only exception occurs under the extreme stress of starvation, when their primal survival instincts can override their placid nature, leading to rare instances of aggression. But in a healthy, well-fed environment, the axolotl's life is one of profound peace, a testament to a creature that has perfected the art of avoidance. The axolotl is a creature of profound independence. Therefore, cooperative behavior is entirely absent from its repertoire. They do not hunt in groups, build communal shelters, or work together to raise their young. From the moment they hatch, they are on their own, equipped with all the instincts they need to survive. Each axolotl is an entirely self-sufficient hunter, relying on its own senses and patience to find food. This solitary approach to life is woven into the very fabric of their being. They are a living example of successful individualism, thriving not through teamwork, but through their own quiet competence and their perfect adaptation to a solitary existence. Their survival depends not on the strength of the group, but on the resilience and self-reliance of the individual. In its relationships with other species, the axolotl embodies a placid and unassuming presence. It coexists peacefully with most other aquatic life that shares its habitat, provided they are not small enough to be considered prey. Snails, small crustaceans, and worms are part of its diet, but it shows no aggression towards creatures too large to eat. The axolotl simply glides past larger fish and other amphibians, an unobtrusive neighbor in a diverse aquatic community. However, this gentle nature also makes them vulnerable. Their soft bodies and slow movements offer little defense against larger, more aggressive fish, which may prey upon them or nip at their delicate external gills. The axolotl's survival depends on its ability to remain hidden and unnoticed. A silent, spectral figure in a world teeming with life, a gentle soul navigating a world that is not always as gentle as itself. As the last light of our exploration fades, we leave the axolotl to its quiet, nocturnal rhythm. we have witnessed a life lived in gentle solitude, a world where peace is the default and conflict is a distant rumor. The axolotl teaches us that a rich and successful existence does not always require the noise of a crowd or the complexity of a social hierarchy. There is a profound beauty in its solitary grace, a meditative quality to its slow, deliberate movements. In its quiet, introverted world, we find a reminder of the peace that can be found in stillness and the strength that resides in a gentle, non-confrontational spirit. The story of the axolotl is a soft-spoken poem, a serene lullaby from the depths, inviting us into a state of calm reflection as we drift away from its tranquil, watery realm. Here, in the dim light, the axolotl, a salamander that holds the secret to eternal childhood, prepares to bring forth new life. As winter's chill gives way to the promise of spring, a subtle shift in the water's temperature and the lengthening of days awakens an ancient instinct. From December through the early days of June, the breeding season commences, a silent and graceful ballet that ensures the continuation of this remarkable species. The air, or rather the water, fills with an unspoken anticipation as the cycle of life prepares to turn once more, a process as serene and magical as the creature itself. The courtship begins. It is not a boisterous or aggressive display, but a dance of quiet intention and subtle grace. The male, his senses attuned to the season, seeks out a receptive female. He initiates a mesmerizing waltz, circling her with a gentle, rhythmic movement. His body sways, his tail undulates, a silent poem written in the water. He leads her not by force, but by elegant persuasion, guiding her through their aquatic world. In this intimate choreography, he deposits his spermatophores, small, delicate packets of life onto the lake bed, creating a trail for her to follow. It is a tender and hypnotic ritual, a testament to the peaceful nature of these enchanting beings. A dance that has been performed in these waters for millennia, ensuring that new generations will inherit this underwater kingdom. The axolotls are polygamous, and a single male may court several females during the season. His dance is not his only tool of attraction. He releases subtle chemical signals, pheromones that drift through the water, an invisible invitation that speaks directly to the female's instincts. Drawn by this silent call and mesmerized by his graceful display, she follows his lead. When the moment is right, she moves over the deposited spermatophores, collecting one with her cloaca. The genetic material is now held within her, ready to begin the miracle of fertilization. It is a moment of profound and quiet connection, a fusion of two lives that will soon blossom into hundreds. The process is entirely internal and serene, a beautiful and efficient method of ensuring the future of their kind, all unfolding in the tranquil depths. Once fertilized, the journey of the new generation begins, not within the mother, but out in the open water. The eggs develop externally, a process that unfolds over a period of 2 to 3 weeks, its pace dictated by the gentle warmth of the surrounding water. The female, having completed her part in the courtship, now embarks on the patient task of laying her eggs. She seeks out the submerged leaves of aquatic plants, the surfaces of smooth stones, and the safety of sunken branches. One by one, with meticulous care, she attaches each tiny, gelatinous sphere. Each egg is a translucent pearl, a self-contained world where a new life is beginning to stir. The process is slow and deliberate, a testament to a mother's instinct to give her offspring the best possible start, even in a world where she will offer no further care. The result is a breathtaking spectacle. A single female can lay between 100 and 300 eggs in one spawning, creating an underwater nursery of shimmering jewels. Over the course of a season, she might produce up to 1,000, though a clutch of a few hundred is more typical. They cling to the verdant foliage, tiny, glistening orbs catching the filtered sunlight. Inside each transparent sphere, a dark speck begins to form, to twist, and to grow. It is a world in miniature, a promise of the life to come. To witness these clusters of eggs is to witness creation in its most delicate and humble form, hundreds of potential lives, each suspended in its own perfect, tiny universe, waiting patiently for the moment of its awakening. The parents, having fulfilled their biological imperative, show no further interest in their progeny. In the world of the axolotl, there is no parental care. Once the eggs are laid, the adults swim away, their roles in this chapter of life complete. This absence of care carries a stark reality. If left in the same environment, the adult axolotls may inadvertently consume the very eggs and hatchlings they produced. It is a simple, non-malicious act of a creature driven by instinct, a reminder of the often unsentimental laws of nature. The survival of the young depends entirely on their ability to hide, to grow, and to fend for themselves from the very first moment they enter the world. Their independence is not a choice, but a necessity. After weeks of patient development, the moment of hatching arrives. From each tiny egg, minuscule larva at just under half an inch long, they are fragile, translucent, and almost ethereal. They are born with the gills that will serve them for their entire lives, already frilled and delicate. Tiny and vulnerable, their first instinct is to find food. They are drawn to the smallest of movements, their survival dependent on their ability to hunt from their very first day. Their initial meals consist of brine shrimp and other microscopic organisms, tiny prey for a tiny predator. They grow at an astonishing rate, a testament to the energy and potential packed into their small forms. Within just 3 months, these delicate larvae can transform, reaching a length of 3 inches, their features becoming more defined, their bodies more robust. Already resembling the eternally youthful adults they are destined to become. From the moment they hatch, axolotls are equipped with the innate knowledge of how to hunt. There is no parent to teach them, no elder to guide their strikes. The instinct is encoded within their very being. Their first attempts are a marvel to observe, teeny, almost imperceptible lunges at specks of food drifting by. It is a process of learning through doing. With each attempt, whether successful or not, their skills are refined. Their coordination improves, their aim becomes more accurate, and their understanding of their prey deepens. This is not play as we might understand it, but a crucial and continuous practice for survival. They are born hunters, and through constant, instinctive repetition, they transform from naive larvae into efficient and capable predators. Mastering the art of the hunt in their silent, watery world, the journey to maturity is a gradual one. While they grow rapidly in their first few months, axolotls reach sexual maturity between 12 and 18 months of age. At this point, they are capable of participating in the same courtship dance that brought them into being, ready to continue the cycle of life. Yet, in a fascinating paradox, reaching sexual maturity does not mean they have finished growing. Unlike many other creatures, the axolotl continues to grow, albeit at a much slower pace, throughout its entire life. They are neotenic, meaning they retain their larval features, their feathery external gills, their finned tail, their smooth, scaleless skin even as they become fully functioning adults. They mature, yet they never truly leave their childhood form behind. This remarkable creature is blessed with a surprisingly long life. In the challenging conditions of their native habitat, an axolotl might live for 10 to 15 years. However, in the protected and stable environment of captivity, with excellent care, clean water, and a steady supply of food, their lifespan can extend to an impressive 20 years or more. They are resilient, hardy animals, capable of withstanding fluctuations in their environment that might prove fatal to more delicate species. Their long life allows them to participate in many breeding seasons, contributing again and again to the continuation of their kind, living out their long, peaceful days in a state of arrested development. Even as they age, axolotls cling to their most miraculous ability, regeneration. While this incredible power may slightly diminish over the years, it remains remarkably potent throughout their entire lives. An older axolotl can still regrow a lost limb, repair a damaged organ, or even regenerate portions of its brain and spinal cord with an efficiency that defies our understanding. They are living symbols of renewal and resilience. And so, the cycle completes, yet never truly ends. A creature born from a tiny, gelatinous egg, which grows into a youthful adult, lives a long life, and participates in the creation of the next generation, all while retaining the form and miraculous abilities of its youth. The axolotl exists in a gentle, perpetual loop of life, a beautiful and serene testament to the endless wonders hidden within the quiet waters of the world, a salamander that never quite grows up, retaining its feathery external gills and aquatic life from tadpole to adult. But this Peter Pan of the amphibian world faces a constant struggle for survival. In its native habitat, danger lurks beneath the surface and along the water's edge. Large fish, such as predatory bass, patrol the deeper channels, their shadows a constant threat. From above, the patient, watchful eyes of herons and other wading birds scan the shallows, ready to strike with lightning speed. The axolotl is a soft-bodied, seemingly vulnerable animal, a tempting meal for many in its ecosystem. To survive in this perilous environment, the axolotl has evolved subtle yet effective defense mechanisms. Its primary shield is its coloration. Mottled patterns of olive, brown, and gold allow it to blend seamlessly with the silty bottoms and dense vegetation of its home in the canals of Xochimilco. When a predator approaches, its first instinct is not to fight, but to vanish. It will freeze, becoming just another part of the murky scenery, or dart into the tangled roots and stems of aquatic plants, disappearing from sight in an instant. Though it possesses small, underdeveloped teeth and can deliver a bite if cornered and threatened, this is an act of last resort. The axolotl is a creature of peace, always preferring a swift, silent escape over a direct confrontation. Its survival depends on its ability to remain unseen, a quiet ghost in a busy and often dangerous aquatic world. Yet, beyond these simple strategies of camouflage and flight, lies a power so extraordinary it verges on the mythical. The axolotl is a master of regeneration, a living miracle of biological engineering. This is not the simple regrowth of a tail, common among some lizards. The axolotl's ability is far more profound, a superpower that has captivated scientists and dreamers for centuries. If a limb is lost to a predator, the axolotl does not simply heal, it rebuilds. Over weeks and months, a perfect, fully functional replacement will grow, complete with bone, muscle, nerves, and skin. It can regrow its delicate, feathery gills, its tail, and even its eyes. The process is flawless, leaving behind no scar, no trace of the injury that occurred. It is as if the damage was merely an illusion, erased by a fundamental blueprint for perfection held within its very cells. This legendary regenerative capacity extends even to its most vital organs. Scientists have observed the axolotl repairing damage to its spinal cord, a feat that remains largely impossible for mammals. More astonishingly still, it can regenerate portions of its heart and even its brain. This is the true wonder of the axolotl. Not just an ability to mend, but a profound power to recreate complexity from almost nothing. It holds the secret to perfect healing, a biological enigma that defies our understanding of what is possible. Alongside this incredible power, the axolotl has developed other remarkable survival traits. It possesses both gills and a rudimentary set of lungs, allowing it to adapt to changing water conditions. In well-oxygenated water, it breathes comfortably through its ornate, tree-like gills, but should the oxygen levels drop, it can rise to the surface and gulp air, a vital adaptation in the often polluted waters it now calls home. It is a creature built for resilience, armed with abilities that seem drawn from the pages of science fiction. Despite these incredible adaptations, the axolotl faces threats that its regenerative powers cannot overcome. The most significant of these are of human origin. Its only known wild habitat, the canal system of Xochimilco in Mexico City, has been relentlessly squeezed by urbanization. As the megacity expands, the ancient waterways shrink, their banks hardened by development and their waters clouded with pollution from agricultural runoff and urban waste. This habitat destruction is compounded by the introduction of invasive species. Large, aggressive fish like tilapia and carp were introduced to the canals for aquaculture decades ago. These newcomers outcompete the gentle axolotl for food and, more devastatingly, prey upon its young and eggs. The axolotl's ancient defenses are no match for these foreign predators. Furthermore, its fame has become a double-edged sword. The demand for axolotls in the international pet trade, as well as for traditional food and medicine, has led to their collection from the wild, placing yet another strain on an already fragile population. The cumulative effect of these pressures has been catastrophic. The axolotl is now listed as critically endangered in the wild. Its numbers have plummeted in a shockingly short period. Where once it thrived in the thousands, a cornerstone of its unique ecosystem, it now teeters on the very brink of extinction in its natural home. Recent surveys paint a grim picture of this decline. In the late 1990s, scientists estimated around 6,000 axolotls per square kilometer in Xochimilco. By 2020, that number had fallen to a mere 36 individuals. It is a stark and sobering reminder of how quickly a species can be pushed to the edge. The quiet waters that have been its sanctuary for millennia are becoming a silent graveyard, its ghostly presence fading with each passing year. The wild axolotl is now a rare and precious sight, a whisper of what once was. But the story of the axolotl is not one of finality. It is a tale of challenge, response, and enduring hope. Faced with the imminent disappearance of this iconic species from the wild, a global community of scientists, conservationists, and local partners has mobilized. A critical part of this effort is the establishment of extensive captive breeding programs. All around the world, in laboratories and conservation centers, thriving colonies of axolotls are maintained. These ARC populations act as a genetic safeguard, ensuring the species will not vanish from the planet, even if its wild counterpart is lost. Simultaneously, intensive efforts are underway to heal its native home. In Xochimilco, projects are being implemented to restore the habitat, creating sheltered, filtered refuges free from invasive fish. Initiatives to reduce pollution are gaining momentum as local communities work to clean the waterways and adopt more sustainable agricultural practices. Protected areas have been established, providing a sanctuary where the axolotl can find a foothold once again. These conservation efforts have already yielded significant successes, offering a powerful counterpoint to the species' dire situation in the wild. The captive breeding programs have been phenomenally successful. Today, there are millions of axolotls living in laboratories and aquariums worldwide. This captive population not only secures the species' survival, but also provides an invaluable resource for scientific research without impacting the wild population. These captive-bred animals are at the forefront of medical discovery, helping scientists unlock the secrets of regeneration. In a beautiful, symbiotic relationship, the same animal that needs our help to survive in nature is providing us with the knowledge that could one day revolutionize human medicine. This intertwining of fates gives its conservation a profound and personal meaning for all of humanity. It is a powerful reminder that in saving the axolotl, we may also be investing in our own future. The axolotl has long held a special place in the human imagination. To the ancient Aztecs, it was a sacred creature, a manifestation of the god Axolotl, who, according to legend, transformed himself into an axolotl to escape being sacrificed. This cultural reverence continues into the modern era, where it has become an icon in popular culture, celebrated for its endearing smile and otherworldly appearance. It is a popular and beloved pet, introducing people across the globe to the wonders of the amphibian world. But its most significant role today is in the field of science. The axolotl's ability to regenerate has made it a premier model organism for researchers. By studying its cells, scientists are unraveling the genetic and molecular pathways that allow it to rebuild its body with such perfection. This research is not merely an academic exercise. It holds the key to understanding how we might one day encourage similar healing in human tissues. The future of the axolotl is a story of two worlds, balanced between peril and promise. In the wild, its existence remains critically threatened. The challenges of habitat restoration and pollution control are immense, and the fight to save its native ecosystem is far from over. Yet, the story does not end there. Thanks to the security of millions in captivity, the species itself is safe from total extinction. Hope for its wild home persists, carried forward by the dedicated people working tirelessly to restore the canals of Xochimilco. Every protected habitat, every cleared waterway, is a step toward a future where this creature can once again thrive in the place of its ancestors. The axolotl's greatest gift to us may be the knowledge it holds within its remarkable body. As we learn more about its regenerative miracles, we move closer to a future where we can heal injuries once thought permanent. In saving this gentle, smiling salamander, we are not only preserving a unique part of our planet's biodiversity, we are nurturing a source of wonder and a beacon of hope for the future of healing itself. Our journey into the world of the axolotl now draws to a gentle close. We have journeyed alongside this smiling salamander, this Peter Pan of the aquatic realm, who gracefully defies the very process of growing up. We have marveled at its most extraordinary gift, the power to regrow not just a lost limb, but entire, complex body parts, including portions of its brain and heart. It is a creature born of legend, a living embodiment of renewal and resilience, swimming serenely through the waters of its ancestral home, a perpetual juvenile with an ancient soul. In its native habitat, the ancient lake systems of Mexico City, the axolotl reigns as a top predator. Its presence is not one of aggression, but of balance. It sits at the apex of its aquatic food web, a quiet guardian maintaining the delicate equilibrium of life beneath the surface. By controlling populations of smaller invertebrates and fish, it ensures the health and stability of the entire ecosystem. Its role reminds us that even the most gentle-seeming creatures can be keystones, their existence essential to the intricate and interconnected web of life that thrives in these unique freshwater worlds. What truly sets the axolotl apart, however, is its profound and beautiful defiance of nature's typical path. It is living, breathing proof that the fantasy of eternal youth exists, not in myth, but in the cool, clear waters of a hidden world. The axolotl stands at a fascinating evolutionary crossroads, bridge between the aquatic life of its larval stage and the terrestrial world of its salamander relatives. Yet, it chooses the water, retaining its feathery gills and finned tail, a conscious decision by nature to halt time. This neotonic state makes it a truly special being, a reminder that the pathways of life are not always linear and that sometimes the most remarkable adaptation is to simply remain as you are. The story of the axolotl is deeply intertwined with our own. Its survival is tethered to the health of its environment, dependent entirely on the clean, oxygen-rich waters that have sustained its kind for millennia. As we witness the fragility of its habitat, we are reminded of a universal truth: the interconnectedness of all life. To protect the axolotl is to protect the purity of the water, the health of the ecosystem, and the countless other species that share its home. In its silent, smiling gaze, we see a reflection of our own responsibility to be stewards of the natural world. For in protecting remarkable species like this, we are ultimately protecting ourselves. These ancient creatures offer us profound lessons in resilience and adaptation. They have navigated the currents of time, carrying with them a genetic legacy that stretches back to a world far older than our own. Their existence is a testament to the incredible, almost limitless diversity of life on our planet. Each unique feature, from their feathery gills that dance in the water to their lidless eyes that see the world with serene stillness, tells a story of survival against the odds. The axolotl teaches us to appreciate the quiet wonders, the subtle miracles that unfold every day in the hidden corners of the natural world. Perhaps its most fascinating and hopeful secret is the one it carries within every cell of its body. Every single axolotl is a walking, swimming laboratory of regeneration. It holds the biological keys to mending what is broken, to making the body whole again. The secrets locked within its DNA are a source of profound wonder for scientists, offering a glimmer of hope that one day we might unlock these same regenerative capabilities to help humans heal. It is a creature that not only inspires awe, but also carries the potential to change the future of medicine. A smiling salamander with the power to teach us how to mend ourselves. And so, as we prepare to drift towards sleep, let your mind settle into a place of peace. Imagine the axolotls gliding effortlessly through their quiet, underwater world. Picture them suspended in the cool, clear darkness, their eternal smiles reflecting a deep and ancient tranquility. The gentle sway of water plants, the soft filtered moonlight piercing the surface, the silent, graceful dance of life in its purest form. Let this peaceful imagery guide you into rest. May your dreams be filled with cool, clear waters and the gentle, wondrous creatures who call them home. May you feel the calm of their serene existence, a world without rush, without worry. In their quiet grace, they remind us that magic still exists in nature, waiting to be discovered in the most unexpected of places. Rest well, and may you dream of the smiling salamander,